Good morning, good morning. It's been really a quiet week and a half plus since the last video until yesterday we got a not officially public communication from Jasco, but the sales sheet for the next set went out from at least one or two distributors. So, that information's getting out there. And, the way these things go, they don't want people talking about this in their official Discord, their official channels or whatever, but it's effectively public, so we'll talk about it here. Briefly before that, the organized play front, we've been expecting something to happen to at least Ojiro 2 since the Oceanic Regional. It seems like by the time Jasco decided on roughly what they want to do, or at least that they did want to do something, that it was too close to the Orlando Regional coming up this weekend that they didn't feel comfortable making changes that close to an event, even though they have before. But they didn't want to do it again this time, apparently, so they put out a little announcement saying, like, hey, look for something after the event. It wasn't a literal exact declaration that they will definitely 100% do something, but that's basically what it was trying to communicate without guaranteeing anything, right? Because who knows, maybe they all just suddenly lose this weekend out of nowhere somehow. But yeah, the organized play events, the monthly Monday Mayhem and the Unfun Stuff Online Provisional win about as you'd expect. It's kind of a lot of Ojiros. Some cool decks mixed in, but, we're probably going to see more of the same this coming weekend at the regional, and then we'll see what cards get hit, and then we'll be in possibly pretty open format after that, so, looking forward to that. Onto the real spicy stuff. So we got the sales sheet for Undaunted Raid actually has a lot of information on it. It's not like some of the older ones only told us so much, but this one really has a lot on it, and it'll be linked in the description, of course. So we got a release date, or at least a tentative release date. The tentative release date is June 30th, which is just under 4 months after the previous set. So that is a good timeline if that holds. That of course means that pre-releases will be June 23rd, kind of coming up sooner than you would think. We might even start getting into previews soon. But we'll see. They did call it tentative, which basically says that there's probably some logistical stuff that could feasibly go wrong. People who've played this game long enough knows how that works, so I would not be shocked if there ends up being some sort of delay, but right now they've penciled in June 30th as their goal. It also says there's going to be 120 cards in this set with 18 characters, which is a bit of a funky number. Normally, characters come in multiples of 4, so I can even symbols out, but the way this is set up, obviously a lot of these characters are going to have like mini kits, like 2-card support or something like that. So, at that scale, maybe they just don't think it's really that important to balance the symbols. Maybe there's 18 characters they really wanted to get into this set. 120 cards means it's probably 8 kits of 9 cards and 10 kits of 3 cards and 2 pack pages? Maybe something like that. That sounds like that would be about right. We'll see. They could, they could pull a set 3 on us and just have a completely different structure, of course. So, we'll see when the previews start. We'll get some card numbers in and see how that goes. But with 18 characters, this is the Yakuza Hideout arc. Pretty much any character that you're thinking, is this character in the set? They're probably in the set. That's a lot of characters to fill out. And I assume a lot of them will be new, right? Characters like Fat Gum that we haven't seen yet. Of course, the starters are Overhaul and Mirio, as we've known. There are some images out there on distributor sites showing that these are separate starter decks. They're going back to the Set 3 model, the Heroes Clash model, where the 2 starter decks are separated. That is probably for the big box stores. I bet big box stores probably like that a lot better. That is a lot easier of a form factor to get on your shelves, right, at your chain store or whatever, on those little hangers, things like that. So they're going back to that. I'm just presuming that that's why, but who knows. Oh, also above you can see some packaging for the booster box. It looks fantastic as usual. These boosters look great. That's some really cool overhaul art. That looks like it's original art. They have said that they're going to be getting more original art as they go. So yeah, pretty cool box. You can see the big 3 on the side of the box. Not a really surprise that they're in the set. Also some structural changes. They're going to be putting an 11th card in booster packs after 17 years. We're adding an 11th card to our booster packs. And this is going to be a dedicated character slot. So every booster pack will come with a character. This is going to be great for sealed and draft, especially, and that might be why they're doing it. So, you know, when you have a sealed event, a lot of people, the League of Villains sealed events, you get handed your one random character at these, you know, at the big ones anyway. And then you open 1 or 2 characters and you don't really feel like you have too much of a choice as to who you're playing. But now you're going to have at least 6, right? So that should be pretty cool, and it also frees up, it's another slot in your packs that's definitely not a character that can lead to sort of your playable cards in your deck. So that's certainly a good change. They're also going up to 6 secret rares, and they're going to be 1 per box, so it's the same overall rarity of these cards. There's just going to be 6 of them instead of 2. That, you know, certainly good for secondary value, probably helps spread things out a little bit in terms of, you know, they're not all in on those exact 2 cards being desirable. You know, we've seen sets where, you know, those 2 cards have been like cool and flashy but not really competitive, and then, you know, they're worth $5-10 and the whole value of the set just doesn't feel very good. So now even if there's 1 or 2 dud secret rares, there's still going to be plenty in the set that hold some value. Should be good for keeping pack values up, which is important because they're bringing back chrome rares. You know, if you're not familiar, there were, in the 3rd set, there were 5 cards, 5 characters, just like, you know, Deku, Kirishima, Ida, Bakugo, Todoroki. Had these really, really cool serialized foil cards that there was 100 of each, and they were very, very, very rare that you could get in 1st edition only. Now, Undaunted Raid isn't going to... I believe this is the set they say they're going to do away with Unlimited, so there's not going to be that awkward 1st edition Unlimited split this time, which I guess means they're only going to do this 1 print run ever, right? They're pretty much guaranteeing that they're only going to do the 1 print run of this set. Or else if they do another print run, I guess that'll be the Unlimited Edition, but it'll be way later. Kind of like an actual true Unlimited Edition, the way it's supposed to be. But, so yeah, we're going to get 5 more Chrome Rares, and what happened with the 3rd set was this pretty much tanked secondary values because you had, you know, Chrome Chasers opening all these boxes and then putting everything that wasn't a Chrome up on TCG Player, and it kind of flooded the market, and you know, prices were in the gutter, which was really cool for players trying to build decks. Really not that cool for secondary market sellers, and not very cool for stores that, you know, wanted their players to care about booster pack prize support. You know, you were virtually guaranteed to open nothing of value in a Heroes Clash booster pack for a pretty good while. The prices have rebounded since then, but so, you know, nonetheless, there's a lot of negative sentiment about these. Jasco certainly probably made a lot of money off of them, though, and, you know, they're hoping it'll go a little bit better this time, I guess. Yeah, and that's all the details we have on Undaunted. Pretty much anything you could ask for, right? We know what this... everything short of actual card previews, right? We know what the set's about. We have a basic idea of what the structure of the set probably is. We know what the starters are. We have a release date. We have some changes. We're not going to have, like, weird surprise. They could have kept the 6 secret rare thing a secret, right? They could have just not told anybody until they open the packs. But they're leading with it. They probably know that's going to be pretty important in, you know, counterbalancing, you know, whatever people think that these Chrome Rares are going to do to the value of opening a box, right? But yeah, we'll see. You know, maybe... I guess the Chrome Rares will have to be more rare this time if they're only doing the 1 print run, right? So, you know, well, and also maybe people feel really burned about last time. Maybe less people open, you know, maybe less people open crazy amounts of boxes, that sort of thing. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, just wanted to get this out there since it is, you know, a big chunk of news ahead of the weekend, and then yeah, we've already done the holding pattern waiting for the ban announcements once, and I assume whatever they do after this event, it'll probably come like mid to late next week. So we're just catching up before then. Yeah, have a good weekend. If you're going to Orlando, I'll see you there. All right, take care.